Chairman Roberts.
Maybe I misunderstand the current law. What is the current law on carrying a long gun?
Ms. Stroecker.
Currently, you cannot carry with the intent to go armed a firearm that is not a handgun. So any long gun that is loaded, you cannot carry unless it is in those hunting, those type of exceptions in the code.
Okay.
Chairman Roberts.
Can you define intent to go armed, and how is that established?
Ms. Stroecker.
As far it is my understanding, and Elizabeth, the smarter Elizabeth, can feel free to correct me. It is if it is loaded, is my interpretation of it.
Ms. Insomnia, that was a punt. You not have it.
I could be wrong.
Intent to go armed is a factual scenario that would have to be determined by the trier of fact. So a loaded gun, I think, would be a factual scenario that would contribute toward that determination, but it would just be a determination for a judge or jury.
Okay. Chairman Roberts.
So last year we saw various rallies, protests that were held, and I'm not going to really pick the organization because this happened on both sides of the aisle, I guess you'd say, or both sides of an issue where you saw that people would be protesting around the periphery. You would see people carrying long guns, okay? So in the state of Tennessee, if there was a protest at Legislative Plaza, and it could be for or against anything, and it could be, anyone. It could be, name your organization, fill in the blank. And if they feel like that they're there to bring about safety order, et cetera, and all other things taken care of, parade permits, whatever it is that somebody needs, is that legal for them to do or not do under current code?
Ms. Stroecker.
I may have to defer to what Ms. Insania said. If it were loaded, we believe that would be intent to go armed. If it is unloaded, I think that would be up to the judge or the jury to determine if it was, in fact, carrying with the intent to go armed.
Chairman Roberts.
Well, my interpretation is that would be legal, and I haven't seen anybody arrested for that, and they've done it. And so I'm not sure that, again, it seems to me that the original or the bill as amended by Senator Stevens codifies what currently is in practice with respect to long guns. And my interpretation of the amendment is that Senator Taylor's amendment would make what is currently in practice illegal. Now, it all hinges on this expression, intent to go armed, and we had a bill in here earlier this session which was attempting to clarify what exactly that means. But to me, that's the heart of the matter. And so if you can't prove intent to go armed, then somebody could carry in that circumstance. And I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen those protests in Tennessee where people were carrying guns and nobody was arrested for it, nobody was prosecuted for it. Well, and by the way, and not to mention the fact that you can live in a rural county, which would be an entirely different scenario, obviously, and you could see somebody carrying a long gun for, I don't know, from in the parking lot of McDonald's or something, but it's not, it has nothing to do with the protest or anything like that. So my concern is that his amendment makes something that's in practice right now illegal. And that's what I'm looking for clarity on.
Ms. Insomnia.
The amendment 5535 doesn't change the intent to go armed language. It doesn't
Right.
add or subtract from that language in 1307A, which I think is the question of, is that practice lawful under 1307A? And this wouldn't change anything about that.
Chairman Roberts.
Right, but what my point is, I think that Senator Stevens' bill with the amendment that he filed, or we adopted his amendment, correct? Okay, so we're on his amendment, or we've already adopted his amendment. His amendment would make, in effect, legal what's current practice, but what I'm saying is that I think Senator Taylor's amendment would then turn right around and undo it.
Ms. Insomnia.
You're correct. Yeah. And 5535 would take that out of the bill as amended by 4717.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, when we get out of recess, I'll have a question for the sponsor of the bill. Thank you.